What's up, world? If you're watching this in the future, there's fast head on forward until you see the draft starting. We'll start off slow, let people get in here, let the opening ads finish themselves for you to get on in while we await. Thursdays so far have been a little bit slower than Tuesdays, so we'll see what kind of crew we get in here. Next Tuesday, by the way, hoping to be setting up the beginnings of a Fantasy Football Forge League. So that should be fun. I got to figure out, I got some ideas. And can we, how'd you draft today? I suck at drawing. I want to know what your team looks like. Can we give it up for my boy Keandre Lambert-Smith at the Hall of Fame game? That's right. That's what it's called, right? Of the Chargers, getting his first reception in the NFL. 28 yards from Trey Lance. Let's go, baby. Keandre's a dude. All right. Let's see. I can get rid of this. Go Chargers! So I don't have the game on, but I have the the game thing up on my play-by-play up on my phone. Go Chargers. Oh gosh. The heck? There we go. All right. Isn't it Go Chargers Go? Is that what he said? The Terminator. All right. Link is in the description already. I think we will start off with a 10-teamer since that seems to be more popular. Just went 2 running back, 2 wide receiver, half PPR, 1 flex, tight end, quarterback, no DST, no kicker. News just a little while ago. Terry McLaurin requested a trade. News or noise? I think probably noise. I think this is most likely a tactic to get the team to take the negotiations a little bit more seriously to the next step. And, what a mistake it would be for Washington not to get Terry McLaurin back to the team, because you got the second-year quarterback. He needs him. That wide receiver room is almost nothing without Terry McLaurin. So it's not only an investment, it's not only giving Terry money, it's investing in your quarterback's success for the future by laying down some good groundwork for him in his second year to continue to build off of. That's, I think, how they have to look at it. That's, I'm pretty sure, how Terry McLaurin's camp is looking at it. I know sometimes it can stink, but you can always, you can make things work. League is 10-man, half PPR, 2 wide receiver, 2 running back, 1 tight end, 1 quarterback, 1 flex, 1 super flex. Kicker, defense, 6 bench. You got Herbert and Dak. Nice. Running backs were Achane, Hampton, Harvey, Henderson. Rookie heavy. So week 1, it's a building team in terms of that running back room, which I'm typically fine with anyways. Younger running backs, I want to say, typically stay a little bit healthier than some of the older ones too. Of course, Achane's a little bit iffy in terms of his durability. I mean, not in terms of what he can do. So, overall, that looks pretty strong so far. Pretty good. Pretty exciting, at the very least. Fun. 2nd and 9, Kyle Allen, incomplete. They just keep... Detroit just keeps running with Reynolds. How boring. Let's see some cool names out there. Wide receivers got Justin Jefferson, Ladd, Marvin Harrison, Ridley, Emeka, Trey Harris. Nice. Trey was... I think you'll find Trey to be better than Emeka Egbuka, personally. And George Pickens. So the wide receivers are really strong. Dalton Kincaid, nice. Chargers defense, which, could be pretty decent. And Evan McPherson, good a kicker floor there to go along with their team. So, what was this? 10 man? Okay. I mean, overall, I like it. It's just, you just need those running backs to come together. And if the running backs come together, then you're a contender. Most likely. Because I think even if Marvin Harrison Jr. isn't better than Calvin Ridley, then that's probably because Calvin Ridley's pretty decent. And Marvin Harrison Jr.'s, doesn't live up to your ADP. So those two could always flip for you. Trey Harris, I think, could be really helpful for you down the stretch. I'd imagine Emeka might end up having to get dropped at some point, but we'll see about that. There's obviously, plenty of people who believe in that. Chargers, what did they just do? They've got the ball at the 1st and 0 at the Detroit 6. So was that 1st and goal at the Detroit 6? What happened? What happened there? What am I trying to find? I'm trying to find the previous play. Kimani Vidal runs for 4 yards. It's going to be 2nd and goal from the Detroit 2. There we go. It was an interception. All right. So Kyle Allen intended for, I think that's Tommy Kennedy, veteran wide receiver. Intercepted by N. Reed. Nate Reed? Who was that? Went for 60 yards. Craig Reynolds ran him down. There we go. And I'm going to guess Kimani Vidal pushes this in. Don't they have a rookie running back too outside of... I thought maybe Omarion was going to get some... Oh, he did. Omarion got like the first drive, a couple carries. Didn't really have much to work with there. Okay, sounds good. I suck at drawing. Well, so far, it's only been you. So I might just do a draft on my own here. Do a practice draft while we see if anybody comes in. Thursdays, once again, have been slower for people to get in. I think people do things on Thursdays. Kimani Vidal rushes that in for the 2-yard touchdown. Yeah, maybe that's what I'll do. I can always end it. I talked about McLaurin. I'm saving all the other news that I have for my video, which will come out, I think, Saturday. Push that video into Saturday instead. All right. I'm going to start this draft. I am drafting from the 3 spot. I think that makes Jamar Chase, Barkley, Bijan, Jefferson. Let's go from the 5. That should make it interesting. All right. I will start a draft on my own. Here we go. Jamar Chase, Barkley, Jefferson, like I said. And Bijan Robinson starting off. So, half PPR makes it a little closer between Gibbs and CeeDee Lamb, for sure. But go Gibbs here. What is this? 10, 12, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yeah, like 16-ish. I can still get Achane instead, potentially. Or I can still get, like, Drake London. I kind of like Achane, and it looks like the odds of getting Achane are a little bit better. So let's do it. Let's go CeeDee Lamb to kick it off. Neighbors, Gibbs, Amon-Ra, Puka, Henry, Nico around the turn. Genty, McCaffrey, Drake, Brian Thomas, one spot before me. So that does leave Achane available. That was... and A.J. Brown. Let's do the wide receiver, see what happens. Because I got A.J. Brown pretty high, too. And since it's half PPR, I can justify that. So then Brock Bowers goes not too much later. Josh Allen, McConkey gone. Darn. Hill, although I probably wasn't going to take McConkey. Now, JSN is still available here. T. Higgins, Garrett Wilson. So, you know, A-Chan and one of them might have felt pretty good. But so does Kyron Williams here. Chase Brown. Go to my rankings quick. If I can. Here we go. Do I have the time? Do I have the time? 20 seconds. That is Chase Brown for me. All right. We'll do it. Little more upside, a little more risk with Chase Brown over Kyron. Try and finally go in there in the 4th round to match up with Henry, Nico, Garrett. It's a solid start there around that turn. And then, could go Amarian Hampton, could go Alvin Kamara, could go Mike Evans, Adams, DK, that group. I think I can still get a nice strong receiver within roughly that same tier next. George Kittle still available. I think he's always like a good deal here. I might end up going with tight end in this year's draft. And Burrow still available. All right, let's do it. I'm going to go Amarian. MH. I wanted to go the 6th. Hey, I can end this. Had a heck of a time getting Sleeper to work. At least now you're not alone. Wouldn't have taken Neighbors. Yeah, MH, you want to get in on this? I'll take this last. Let's see what I would do here with this last pick. And then I will just end the draft. It's all good. Just kind of getting some practice on in here. Hurts. Yeah, so Kittle and Burrow go. And I think you just take in this group, probably DK there. All right. 10-man full PPR? Oh, you couldn't make it work. It's all right. Mr. Magic's in here too now. Thursdays usually takes a little bit more time. MH, are you... Why can't you make it work? Try to make it work. We can hold off for a little bit. Here, another link coming in hot. So I'm just going to go back. So with that draft, I don't like taking quarterbacks once we're into that range. If I don't take one early, we're good. And for the most part, that's true with the tight ends too. So I would have probably been going back to the running back pool. Would have been 10, 20, 16, 26, 36, 48, 58 what we're looking at. Was that 5 rounds I did? 3 receivers, 2 running backs. So, yeah, RJ Harvey probably would have been my next pick, most likely there. Or, of course, David Montgomery if he's available, but I think I have Harvey ahead of Montgomery. Oh, another rookie getting in on the action here for Detroit. Kyle Allen pass to, I can't think of his first name, D. Lovett. Almost positive that's a rookie. Ooh, Isaac Tesla getting a 22-yard catch after a 24-yard catch right before that. Let's go, Tesla. He's a beast. A claim button and join league button wouldn't click. Probably because I had because I had already started it, I assume. So you should be able to get on this. Is that link working for you guys? I'll wait to pick where I'm drafting from until you go. Or I could do that 5 spot again. Whoop. Was that another turnover? Oh boy, Kyle Allen turns it over, trying to go to Tesla again. T. Jefferson intercepting that in the end zone. So, what? Fumbled turnover for Detroit so far? Not how you want to start your season off, but, you know. It's a Hall of Fame game. Oh, let me go change this to full PPR then. Draft settings. Oh, it's on full PPR. We'll do 60 seconds again on the clock. To the rosters, they did update. So, 2 wide receiver, 2 running back, tight end. There we go. Flex. Mr. Magic, did you head out? Andre, Kyle Allen, yo. Yeah, probably a below average backup. Trey Lance gets sacked by Stewart? G. Stewart. Not too familiar. Name doesn't ring a bell. Any defenders making moves that I care about? Leonard died, Troy died, T. Jefferson. Who's T. Jefferson? Tony Jefferson. Oh, okay. Kyle Kennard did get a tackle, so good for him. Ogbanoa. And then that was Los Angeles Chargers defense. Oh, nice. Hassanin, Egyptian. Late round, 7th round, I believe, draft pick for Detroit. Got an assisted tackle. Rakistra getting an assisted tackle as well. Only names I really care about there. Trey Lance, 7-yard pass to, oh, there we go, rookie tight end, Orlando, oh, why can't I think of his first name? Gadsden, getting in on the action. Paulie Damas. Damas? Welcome on in. Mr. Magic, did you disappear on me? You came in, you made a request, you saw I was drafting, and you left? Is that what happened with Mr. Magic? Give him a chance to stop back in. Only smart Trojan, talking about Kyle Allen. Alright, so MH, is that you? Is Paulie you? Are we still waiting on you? Andre, are you coming on in here? Let me know. 4th and 4. I mean, you go for this, right? No, you punt it with Jake Scott. I wonder why Thursdays are a little slower. Tuesdays are booming so far this offseason. Like last Thursday, the second one filled up, but the first one didn't. Maybe I need to go later on Thursdays. Artie's Nuts. Welcome in. Alright, so that's where I was drafted from. Maybe we'll clog up the middle here. If you are looking to get in here, chat, let me know now, guys. I have it just set for 1-minute timer, so it's a little bit quicker, because last week we had one go for a full hour. And, you know, I think 2 40-minuters or so, little, well, even a half-hourers is really kind of the goal. All right, I haven't seen anybody say anything in chat, guys. I think we are gonna go. So get yourselves ready. D's nuts. You're gonna be first up. There we go. All right. Not delete draft. Start it on the count of 3, 2, and 1. We are going now. Now. All right. Barkley, Chase, Bijan, Jefferson. We seem to have settled in on a top 4, though I think we can take CD ahead of them if we want, some of them. With the number 1 pick, I strongly suggest Chase. Personally. Oh, my back. A little sore. All right, so CD at 5's always very nice to get. Gibbs after that. So we got Amonra, nice safe. Puka, maybe a little more. Malik upside. The running backs, Genty, Derek, Christian McCaffrey. I think somebody should be able to plop around here pretty nicely. Nico, if I get lucky. Otherwise, it's Brian Thomas Jr. Also, actually, Christian McCaffrey might make it there. Let's see if Christian McCaffrey can make it on over to me. So I'll take the safety of Amon St. Brown there. Q. I did. I turned it to 1 minute here, and there's only 3 of us too. So between the 2 of those, it should go quicker. No, Christian McCaffrey goes right in front of me. That leaves A-Chan or BTJ. This is full PPR. Let's go A-Chan. Let's get them receptions. Yeah, Tater, I talked about that at the beginning of this for Terry. I think it's posturing for his contract. The last thing that Washington can do is to not keep Terry McLaurin on the team, because he's not only are you spending money to get production from Terry McLaurin, but it's also how they should be thinking about it is an investment in their second-year quarterback for their entirety of their future, because if he fails, obviously everybody loses their job within another year and a half. And if he succeeds, you got a job for a long time probably. But without Terry McLaurin, that wide receiver core is pretty ugly, and that makes life a lot tougher for your second-year quarterback. So I just think it would be silly not to. Hello, Metro. How are you doing? Hello, Metro. Yeah, we'll do another one. This one should go pretty quick. There's just 3 of us. I turned the timer down to a minute. So, yeah, Tater, that's where I'm thinking. Little surprised that Washington has, been this tough with it, but ultimately it's Terry McLaurin. He doesn't really need to be there for camp and everything. It's all about week 1. So as long as you get things settled by week 1, but it sounds like the talks had kind of stalled, and so this is the next move for Terry to say, hey, don't take me seriously here. JSN, T. Higgins. This is full PPR, so that, of course, increases a little bit of interest in JSN. Tyreek Hill, of course, with, higher wide receiver upside ultimately. Otherwise, I think I do just get a nice tier of running back, though, here with Kyron Williams, and I still get within roughly the same tier at wide receiver. Maybe missing out on a guy or 2, though, there. So Terry McLaurin, definitely like him a lot. Where are my rankings? Let's see where I have Terry, because I haven't moved him too much, but I think I did. I think Terry's next. Terry, DJ Moore, Chris Olave, Marvin Harrison Jr., Cortland Sutton, Zay Flowers, Ridley. I have Mike Evans higher, which I'm comfortable enough with. Quarterback Jaden Daniels is still available. Let's do it. Let's take a high-end quarterback, see how I feel about it. So yes, Metro, if I didn't make that clear, yes, there will be another draft. Hall going right behind me. Detroit's being so boring, and yet they keep turning the ball over, too. Just running it with the most boring running back in the world. And I mean that in a nice way for Craig Reynolds. He has made himself a nice little career. Hola, Sheila. We will be doing another one after this. Welcome on in. Nice to see you back in here. So then you went with Harrison, Adams, McLaurin, Evans, DK going off. Would have loved to see DK slip to me. Omarion, Chuba going, Rice going there. And I assume you know the risk you're taking with Rice, but it's probably just going to be like 2 weeks, so I think this starts to be like the right area. DJ Moore, Sutton is probably my guy here, or Pickens, actually, should be. No, I do still have Sutton over Pickens. All right. Yeah, of course. Otherwise, it's running back, not going to go tight end after I went quarterback. And yeah, I think we can get in that same tier of running back, hopefully. 2 will probably go. Yeah, Sutton it'll be. I think I have Sutton over DJ Moore still. No. I actually did move DJ Moore up ahead of Sutton. I could have gone DJ Moore there. 5, 6. I will do that right after this. So yeah, the running. Oh, okay. We left me a running back, I think, in RJ Harvey that I will, with Achan Williams, feel pretty good about taking for hopefully some later season upside. Or what am I passing up on otherwise? Smith, Williams, Pickens. When we come around, Ridley might still be there. Yeah, okay. Of course, Pollard might still be there too. You know what? Strategically, I think, why don't we take Pickens here to match up with DJ Moore? I'm going to do it. Oh, I can't. That's right. Okay, so you take Harvey behind me with Hall and Gibbs, Rice, London. So right now, I think, you're going to want to focus on getting that wide receiver 2. And you still kind of might need a flex-ish for week 1. Harvey might be a little risky week 1 to put out there. So I think these next 2 picks are important, and I definitely would not be going quarterback personally if I were you. I would just be getting probably 2 wide receivers in a row, most likely, depending on exactly how I see the board. What do you guys think the best pick in the draft is this year? Who is your 1-1? For most people, the question comes down to, is it Barkley or Chase? I'll hold off on my answer. Let's see if we can't get a few answers in chat for you, Sheila. Waddle, McMillan, Ridley did go. So, I went Pickens. So actually now I feel much better about the fact that I went with Pickens. Aaron Jones, Swift, Pollard. I've just done a bunch of updates to my rankings, so I don't know if the computer's going to beat me here. How much time do I have? 22. Pollard, I do have at the top of that. Swift, I have ahead of Pollard. Jesus. And I might flip those 2 at some point. I do feel like, I think Swift has a little bit more upside, but, he's got that whole thing. Wow, look at this. 4 running backs in a row over there. Judkins, probably a little too early still. I could just get Swift and Pollard to go with Achan Williams. Then I'm probably good on running back. And I think I'm just going to wait on tight end. Why don't we do that? And then maybe we'll take a late running back. Did Matthew Berry reveal his ride or die player? I actually, Mr. Magic, I did see it was... I don't really follow Matthew Berry anymore, but I did see it was... oh, God. Marion Hampton. It was a Marion Hampton. That's funny. I just saw that like a half hour ago. Well, okay, an hour ago. A little while before starting. Artie's nuts. What you got going on? Lamb, Thomas, Harrison, McMillan, Brown, Kamara, Henderson, Johnson. Interesting. Nice. You know how I feel about McMillan, Ingram, not the most excited myself. So I think I can wait around if I do want a 5th running back. Sutton, Pickens, St. Brown. Interesting. Cooper Kupp, give me a nice floor for if St. Brown goes down kind of guy. Juwan Jennings, is that... I'm so worried about that cap thing, but now I just am like more on ADP with him. I don't know exactly what order I have these guys in. Cooper Kupp's like a nice Amon St. Brown replacement. Kind of give me that other safety net there, maybe. This is full PPR, so I do feel a little bit better about that then. All right, yeah. Yeah, that makes good. Because Sutton Pickens aren't necessarily full PPR guys either. Could follow this up with Juwan Jennings. Could get Njoku. Don't need a... might want another quarterback just in case. Is this 13 rounds? Is that all this is? Golden could provide me with something late season, but full PPR, it's more of a Ricky Pearsall thing. Let's just grab Juwan Jennings. Hopefully he'll be fine. Love it. Getting another reception right at the goal line. It's going to be fourth and... Oh, sorry, not at the goal line. It's going to be 4th and 1 from the 5. Love it. Getting some work. I like him. He's a rookie. Can't remember if he ended up getting drafted or not. Jordan Mason, nice draft pick there. Yeah, that completes that running back room. And then just one more if you want. So for me too, maybe running back, quarterback. I might be on running back, quarterback, tight end. Juwan Jennings, Kupp, Pickens, Sutton, Amonra. We can roll with that. Joku, Warren, Kincaid. Oh boy. So I have Loveland ahead of Tucker Kraft, but if I'm only taking one tight end, do I want to take that risk? There are a few guys out there too that I think might become waiver wire guys eventually. They've all got tight ends. All right. Running back Javonte, or do I want more upside with somebody? Full PPR. What was I going to do? Running back. Okay, we'll pair up Brock Purdy here with Jaden Daniels. That should be nice. And I might even be able to... might play Purdy over Daniels at some point. Okay, Loveland goes. That helps to make this easier. We'll just take Tucker Kraft then. So, since your RJ Harvey pick, we got Waddle Judy, went with Bo Nix as your starting quarterback. Will you take a second to add to him? You don't necessarily really have to. Because Bo Nix, I think, is going to be trustworthy enough week in and week out. Jordan Mason, Ricky Pearsall, Egbuka. If you were to go quarterback, I think you would want somebody with upside, so like a Drake May, I think is kind of that upside you look for. Trevor Lawrence, even Matt Stafford, somebody that could just provide you some pop in a week where you're looking for that, outmatched by your opponent, would be my thought if you wanted to go 2 quarterbacks. Don't have to. Pearsall, Egbuka, Judy, Waddle, Rice, London. Okay, interesting. Got some nice upside going on. And the running backs are solid. And then you took Drake May to pair up there. Artie's Nuts decided to go... I don't think you need... you always take Brady. And then I wanted to finish this off with... I was going to probably go running back. Definitely some fun receiving options. Juwan Jennings, Cooper Kupp, Pickens... I'm just going to hope I don't get suffered from an injury at wide receiver. I'll take the odds on that, and I will take Nick Chubb, an upside shot there at running back. Full PPR, a little less valuable. But I've got, like, Swift, Pollard, Achane, too. Brady, the Glorious King. All right, so prior to that, you had then you went with Golden to add to McMillan, Harrison, Thomas, Lamb. So I think you got a little bit of risk with your wide receivers: Brown, Kamara, Henderson, Caleb. You know, probably good, probably good. Hopefully, Brown, Kamara are as good as you want them to be, and it doesn't really matter too much. But also, by the time that it probably would matter, hopefully you've got a clear-cut option. And I think Johnson will be from early on anyways. So, yeah, you know, you just put another running back or something here instead of Tom Brady to finish it off. Maybe a different tight end in case Ingram isn't very good. Take an upside shot on somebody there. All right. Nice draft, guys. That was fun. What was my team? Okay, Amon-Ra Sutton. I like this team quite a bit, and I took Jaden Daniels there. And I did take 2 quarterbacks, too. And then, you know, I got Kraft there, hopefully. Full PPR, Kraft. You know, Loveland might have been a little bit better, but then I might not have gotten Purdy here. Which I feel pretty good about having that backup in case Daniels gets injured, which is always a possibility for him. Call the Hall of Fame game. Guys, if you want to watch the Ultimate Sports Network Call the Hall of Fame game, he's sitting there in chat. You can check out his channel. It's been a big supporter of this channel. Been doing a bunch of stuff on YouTube for a couple years now. Lots of college stuff. Craig Reynolds finally runs one in. 7-14 now. Not that the score matters. Isaac Tesla is going to be a problem. That's what I say. That's where my problem, that's where my concerns are for... Okay, Link coming in, guys. Kraft is good there. Yeah, I mean, Kraft is fine there. I don't think he's a difference maker, you know, is the thing. So I'm just going to get what I'm going to get from him. Little inconsistent. Probably not the most common ceiling that I'll get from him, but he'll be good enough. Shouldn't, you know, he should pay off for where I get him. Guys, do you want me to change the, well, we are going to change the settings a little bit, or should we go 3 wide receiver, 2 running back, tight end? It's probably set for full PPR again. You want to go to half PPR? We'll stick with 60 seconds. Makes it a little tight sometimes, but quicker at least. Links in the chat. Come on in. I'm hoping CD falls to me in my home league. Where are you picking from, like that 5 spot or something? 3, 4, 5, 4? Hassan Haskins still rolling around in the league, taking a run for the Chargers. 5th spot, yeah, that'll be nice if you can get CD at the 5 spot. I don't think there's any complaining about that. But yeah, I think Tesla, it could spell some issues for where we're drafting Jameson Williams. I think that's who we'd have the biggest impact on. Because as you saw in this game, he's very good in the intermediate range. Those 15 to 20, 25-ish, around that 15-yard-ish area of the field. Super dangerous. Well, 2 of those people are me. So 8 people in here. Well, I count. So it should be like 9 people in here. I got it on my phone and over on my laptop. In case. Allows me, sometimes my chat will like stop on here and then I'll notice it moving over there and it's like, oh gosh. Because here I have it popped out of YouTube. So very few times, but it has happened where it has just stopped taking the chats. For some reason, I got to reset it. Rules, full PPR. Looks like we're going to do that again. 10 team, 60 seconds to make your decisions. Let's make sure that's updated. We will do, let's just do 2 flex, 2 wide receiver, 2 running back, quarterback, tight end, 6 benches. Feel free to pretend it's 3 wide receiver. I don't think 3 running back exists. Quarterback, tight end, no DST, no other stuff. Mr. Magic, I think you were in the other one. Who? Sheila's in here. Tater must have left us. Metro didn't stick around. We gotta give Metro a chance to get his butt on in here. Apparently, I'm gonna have to get Metro's phone number so I can just text his butt. Say, get the heck in here, Metro. So for now, I will go from Symmetry. I like Symmetry. So for now, I'm going to pick the 6th spot. But if Metro wants that, he can have it. I hate to start it without Metro. He's always here, always helping, always joining. Showed interest in joining again. Let's give him a minute. Let's give him a minute. Metro Station. Are you guys familiar with Metro Station whenever I reference that? You old enough for that? Were you... I wasn't even a scene kid, but, you know, that was just kind of the music of the time for a lot of people. Trey Lance, deep middle to T. Fisk. I believe, is that a second-year tight end? Let's see if I got that right. It's probably going to be like 4th year. But let's see. Tucker Fisk, 2nd season. Boom. Tight end. There we go. Stanford. Didn't have that one. Didn't have that one in me. Look at that. Just a no name. Got it on the nail. Will Disley got a touchdown earlier. Orlando Gadsden got in here. Really fun player. 1 reception, 7 yards. Interested to see what he can do for them. Probably not going to be a fantasy person, but at least now, at least at this point in his career, I do think he's that, like, you know, with some luck, like a George Kittle potential in him, skill set. So those guys are always fun, whether they go all the way or not. I don't know about you guys, but I got an ad. Gonna try the 1-1. I like it. My answer was Jamar Chase. I don't know if anybody else answered you, but I think it's Jamar Chase. Saquon Barkley brings some fairly significant risk based on how much he got used last year and everything, so I just think it's a little safer. Oh, my dearest Metro, I am so sorry. All right, we're going to get this thing going. If Metro wants to do another one, I'll stick around and do one with him. Sheila, you're up on the clock. Yeah, there we go. Jamar Chase right off the bat. Let's get this game tracker going. Miller Hines up the middle. Couldn't tell you that one. Gibbs, Jefferson, Barkley, Lamb once again going to the 5. Yeah, I mean, I think there's a decent chance because here's Bijan Robinson hanging out with the Monra. Yeah, I think I got to take... Well, the thing is, I do believe... No, I do have Bijan ahead of Christian McCaffrey. I was going to say, I might have Christian McCaffrey ahead of Bijan. By the way, if you're wondering why I'm saying it like that, Bijan is how it's pronounced. He himself has said it is Bijan, not Bijan. If I got the one, I'd choose Chase. It's safe and good. Yeah, exactly. And I think, I feel like generally speaking, I tend to want to go wide receiver in the first round a little bit more because they generally stay a little bit more healthy. Last year was a weird year. Wide receivers got quite injured and running backs stayed quite healthy. But most years, and it just, because of the natures of the positions, I can't see this ever really changing significantly over the long term. That's going to be the case, is that running backs are going to are at higher risk of injuries than receivers are. Phone went to sleep. I thought there should have been one more beyond. Or did you just get auto-picked? I see. MH, did you get auto-picked? Is that what happened? Put your back. Magic, you would have gone Bijan over CD, are you saying? Yeah, that's what you're saying. I don't mind CD over Bijan. I think Dallas offense probably scores more points. Yeah, nothing but tech problems. I think I might be able to pause. All right, I paused the draft for you. I don't know if you can draft while it's paused, so let me know when you're back in here, MH. I'll give you a second. They took Derrick Henry for you. I mean, Bijan's really good. What did he end last year? I have, let's see here. Kick me, it's easier. I'm going to give you a chance while I look up something. So try to get on in here. Otherwise, you can always join back later. But yes, only getting better. Most likely true. Got to switch. Oh, nope, that's the wrong one. Switch to the FF Forge. Oh, I'm on the... Okay. What I'm looking for is 2024 running back. No, I didn't think that's what I wanted. All right, crap. Hold up. I'm gonna give you a little bit longer to get back on in here. Why can't I find... Oh, here we go. Yeah, so last season's running back 4. I think there's still some limitation to that offense. Not working. All right. We'll resume. And I don't think I can time you out. There we go. It's all good, MH. Don't worry about it. If you're not aware, Tuesdays, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time as well. Yeah, we'll take Christian McCaffrey here to pair up with Bijan. There we go. Running back. Let's see how this one works out. So D's nuts, you're on the clock, A-Chan, and Sheila has been patiently waiting for her next pick. Where will you go? A-Chan Brown, London Irving behind that. McConkey, Jacobs, Jonathan Taylor, Kyron Williams. Got 2 picks. One Chase. This is full PPR, 2 flexes. So you can get a little funky with, I might go another tight end. Running back here if somebody slips to me. Who got the touchdown? My boy, Keandre Lambert-Smith, baby. There we go. You love to see some of your my guys from draft season doing stuff in the Hall of Fame game. That's going to be 21-7 for the Chargers. 1 minute, 51 seconds left in that half. All right, awesome, MH. I look forward to having you back on in here with... And if you're here next Tuesday, we'll be trying to... There's Q also. You disappeared on us. Bijan and CMC. That started alone. I'd be afraid to face that team. It would be one of those things where you look at the running backs and you're like, oh no! But then you look at the receivers and you might see JSN. This is full PPR. Kyron Williams in my flex. I like running backs a little bit more as we get later, so let's grab ourselves a JSN here. You would take Bowers? I think it's 2. Oh, yeah, if he comes to you at the 4, okay. Then I think it's fine. I don't like him the second, third round, really. Jacobs, Ladd, McConkey. By the way, love your team too, Sheila. Very nice. I believe that's what I would have done around that turn. I like my team too. I'm a little bit worried about JSN. Ultimately, I think we might be a little overdrafting him, but there's like, I have him ranked here too. You know, there's just enough reasons to hope and think that there's a chance that that'll work. There we go. The computer goes with Hall and Kyron and Henry and Neighbors there. That's a potentially devastating start there as well. Cook, Daniels, Evans around the turn. So, yeah, I like Burrow if he can slip, but I'm not, like, opposed to Burrow there. George Kittle would really help to set this roster apart. Wilson's still available. You know what? Let's make this roster something that scares you when you look at it. You see Bijan, you see Christian McCaffrey, you see Kittle. Hopefully you see JSN and are also afraid in full PPR. Wilson, Walker, McLaurin, Kamara, also a full PPR beast. That would have been fun to add to this. Kamara to McCaffrey and Bijan. Oh my gosh. I don't know, man. It's a good offense in Buffalo. The over-under, he has, I think he's tied for or has the the highest Vegas over-under touchdown total line. He's right up there. He's right up there. I wouldn't say no way. I mean, obviously it's a good touchdown total, though. Yeah, I mean, obviously, like, regression should be the expectation of anything. And Ray Davis coming into his second year, too, could steal some of that. Sheila taking it down to the wire. Does she know she's on the clock? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Hurts. The pressure cat to her. No, I'm kidding. I'm fine with Hurts. But I definitely go Burrow over Hurts myself. I think this is an area where I slam wide receiver, and then I think I can probably still get a pretty effective other running back, too. No. Sheila's got it together. She knows what she's doing. Hurts, Adams, McConkey, Chase. An Adams believer. I like it. What could it have been? Oh, man, you could have gone like Chase, McConkey, Adams, DK Metcalf. Think of that. That'd be fun. Remember, we do have 2 flexes in this. Rashee Rice. It's so tempting, but then I start to put myself into a corner. Cortland Sutton, probably going to be the guy again. Pickens right there. Full PPR. Oh, you know what? Let's play to win the end of the year. 5th round. 10-man. I can't take Rice yet. The computer's going to take him. Alright, we'll just take Sutton. 2 flexes, not 1. Yeah, that would be my only thing about, like, you could have really gone at it there. And really just made something scary because you're going to fall out of the next tier for wide receiver. Of course, you know, a lot of people have Hurts in this tier of quarterback, so you also miss that tier of quarterback. So, yeah. Do we just get another score or something? But yeah, I mean, 21 points so far there for the Chargers. Burrow should have also would have been interesting here. Could have made myself like a really... That would have been interesting. I should have thought about Burrow here. Do you have players that you have eyed on that have strong playoff schedules even though it's early? I don't worry about that too much, really, at this point. Oh, sorry, guys. There we go. Let's the CPU pick there as well. Mixon, Connor, Worthy coming around. The computer has not learned. There's no way in home leagues. I'm going to move Rice to Jameson Williams. There's no way in home leagues that Rice goes in the 5th round, right? Right now, based on expectations. George Pickens, Rice, full PPR. I know I technically cheated on putting Rice here. And Olave. Full PPR. Olave. Because, I mean, Rice still, I think, right now, might make it to like 7th or something. God, my computer self. God, my computer self is awful. Your computer self? What's your computer self? Some players take games off at the end of the regular season, which kind of spoils fantasy, like Saquon and Hurts last year. Well, don't have any week 18 games. Rashee Rice goes right behind me there. I would say not to do that. For sure. Yeah, I mean, there's always a little bit of a risk. Oh yeah, your computer self. Now I get it. I was thinking like tech savviness, like because your computer has been giving you such problems. Okay, George Pickens. You gotta George Pickens it here. There we go. Oh, that receiving room. It's so beautiful. Can add Harvey, Jones, Swift, Pollard, Brian Robinson. Still get something nice here. Yeah, I'd probably go Harvey. You know, it might be a little bit of a slow start or something, but your Adams, Pickens, McConkey, and Chase all can help to make up for that week 1. If Harvey's a little slow on the uptake. But also, Harvey's a guy who can just break it for a big play. Oh my god, those receivers are so pretty. What do we have going here, D's Nuts? This isn't so bad either. That's pretty nice. Guys, we've got some fun rosters here. So I think I still need another flex. Now, I'm kind of okay waiting until the next tier of wide receiver. Waddle, though? Be interesting. I think the running backs are a little bit better at this point. Got Aaron Jones, Brian Robinson ahead of that, Pollard, Swift ahead of that. All right. Full PPR, I think I will actually go Pollard. Yeah. I think he's got a little bit higher from what I remember Vegas expectations. Oh, shoot. That was his rushing floor. Oh, well. Whatever the case. I still think there's probably a chance for more receptions for Pollard than Swift. Should we switch it up? Would I rather have MHJ or Zay? My problem with MHJ is I just, they did what they did to him as a rookie in terms of putting him in a really tough spot to survive. I do have Marvin Harrison Jr. 2 spots ahead of Zay Flowers in my rankings. So why would they change that this year outside of the fact that they're going to have a whole offseason to reevaluate and potentially put him in better places to succeed? But if they use him in the same role as they used him last year, there's a chance we get a lot of the same. At the same time, I'm a pretty big believer in the talent and everything, so All right, Brian Robinson would be a nice little addition into this Bijan Bryan combo. Receivers haven't really moved. Yeah, let's get in at the end here. All right. I like that. Brian full PPR, not as strong. I could have taken a risk on Tyron Trace. Actually, Cam Scatterbo full PPR might be better than Brian Robinson, but riskier. Should have taken that upside play, though, because this really is one of those teams where it could all come crumbling down. McCaffrey, Olave. I should have just taken one more risk on top of that. Because then if Scatterbo becomes the starter in New York, full PPR, I think he would be better than Brian Robinson. Easier to draft with bots? Yeah, I mean, in some ways. But it's different. It just takes a little bit of the variance away, though. They're more predictable, which makes it a little bit easier. But also, you know, when people are taking some of the guys that you are taking shots on players that more off of ADP, whereas the computer tends to stick within ADP, we all have our different preferences as people. That creates more variance, too, where all of a sudden somebody might drop to you that you don't expect to be there and stuff like that, too. So it can leave little surprises for you. You know, it can work both ways. You might find those three guys that one of them you were hoping probably should drop you because of ADP, so you take one guy, all of a sudden none of them make it back to your next turn. Odunze Tracy around that turn. A little less in love with that, but that's okay, Sheila. I can still add Scatterbo here, and then it's just all about painting the ceilings red with wide receivers, probably. Jordan Mason, but it's full PPR. Ramondre Stevenson, it is full PPR. Travis Etienne is full PPR. Jaylen Warren is full PPR. Good for all of them. But I take the risk on Scam, I think is what I want to do. Full PPR, Cup, Shakir. Wide receivers have fallen in this draft. How much longer does that last? Probably not long. But I'm going to continue to put the pressure on the running backs while we're doing it. And now there are wide receivers going to go. So who will you take here? Parker Bledsoe, would you rather? Oh, by the way, Parker, new name. Welcome in. Thank you for the question. Tuesdays, Thursdays, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is when we start the draft. Well, start the drafting around like 8:45 or something, but is when I start. This will probably be it after this, unless a certain individual comes in. But you are welcome to come join, and next Tuesday we're going to try to start a league if you're interested in getting in a league. So Jaylen Warren is your next pick there, MH. And who else do you get? Deebo Samuel. Not the best. Ron Jennings going right in front of me. My boy. Diggs, Shakir, Cup. I could still add more running back help because we can play up to, you know, how many in there. Golden, but we're looking at full PPR. I mean, I'm staring down Ricky Pearsall. Could be a nice target getter. Could be some upside. I don't mind that at all. Let's do it. Ricky Pearsall, take a shot. Take a shot. Because we're going to be taking a few shots. I'll take Jalen, not Deebo. Yeah, that was kind of my thought. In full PPR, I'm kind of much higher, I don't know, but higher up on Jaylen Warren. We are at halftime in the game that everybody loves and always watches in the Hall of Fame game. Like my running back room, some potential league winners in there. Yeah, I mean, Sheila, of course you like my running back room. It's got Bijan and Christian McCaffrey, and then Tony Pollard, which will be nice. Brian Robinson be nice and safe, and Scam Cataboo gonna be helping that out. You've got Tracy, Harvey, Jacobs. You might want to invest in a running back. Mason safety, Ramondre Stevenson might be good for full PPR. Zach Charbonnet is just going to give you another wild card shot. J.K. Dobbins would give you a very low floor in full PPR. I don't think I like that. Same with Najee, really. Rashad White, and who is he? Where is he? I mean, Austin Eckler are going to be a couple guys that you could target. Nick Chubb would give you one of those wild card shots. Probably going to start the season as the starter, which honestly might be good for your running back room, just in case there's like bad news on RJ Harvey's usage week 1. Tracy doesn't have the starting job over Scam. Those are my thoughts on the running backs there. For your specific roster, you can take the shot on Sharps. Now that's one of those things where all of a sudden, if there's an injury, especially if it's at the right time of the season, playoff time or something like that, and he's your number 2 running back, that could be huge. Andrews, ETN. That's a nice little roster you've built there. Andrews just got maybe a little bit of a bump with the injury at tight end. Full PPR, Josh Downs, Emeka Egbuka couldn't be the worst of options in the world. Michael Pittman actually not too bad, full PPR. Jaden Higgins, probably less so in full PPR than half PPR. Same with Trey Harris, but I still like them a lot. I think I'll play the PPR game. I think I'll take one more shot here. Yeah. Let's go with my boy. Let's go with Josh Downs. Take a shot on that one. Kenneth Walker will be injured this year, like he always does, and Zach will take over. Well, that is for sure true. I don't like to bank on injuries too strongly, so like I know you feel like, oh, I've got 5 running backs, but I would be looking to add to that running back room still, personally myself. Just one more shot, at least there, and then probably quarterback to. Or just one quarterback, depending on how comfortable you are with whoever gets to you there. Because I would imagine, I know there's going to be at least one quarterback taken. So you are going to add MH to your roster. Darnell Mooney, going to miss some time, but when he comes back, hopefully he'll be fine. And Najee Harris along, okay. Full PPR, less lovely. But obviously, too, an injury or anything, I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. This will be Dak Prescott. I was hoping, and he made it. A beautiful, beautiful day. That's all I need is a Dak Prescott. And I got my starting quarterback. He's going to do just as good as Baker and all these guys who were taken up here. Probably. I mean, like, close enough for how much later I can get him. Thank you, world. What do I think about the Terry McLaurin trade demand news? Sheila, you missed that. Started off with it. Somebody else came in with a question. I believe he is posturing in order to help push forward the contract talks. I cannot imagine, and I think it would be such a poor decision for Washington to not get him on the team in terms of Jaden Daniels. And how they should be looking at it is, okay, maybe we feel we're overpaying Terry McLaurin, but what we're also doing with that money is we're investing in the development of Jaden Daniels. And by investing in that development, you could set your franchise up for a long-term success, whereas if you don't invest in that more, it could find himself struggling this year, and that can always, to young quarterbacks, cause some long-term issues. So, to me, I just think it's such a no-brainer to pay him. You got to figure out where that payment is. I think ultimately the two will come to terms, but I think it's just posturing. I think he's just forcing the team, trying to push the team's hand a little bit further. So yeah, Austin Eckler into there. I love that addition. That gives you that nice, sweet little floor. Could even be your week 1 starter, potentially, depending on where the news is on all of these guys. Between him and Mason, could be that decision that you're making. And given full PPR, I would be thinking of Eckler. Now, I will say, if there's no Terry McLaurin, Austin Eckler, I think you start to think that he might be getting more dump-offs. I probably need another. I don't need tight end. I don't need quarterback. Probably want to take another shot. So let's bring in Trey Harris. Keon Coleman full PPR might be the smarter decision technically. but I don't care. I like Trey. Nick Chubb's still sitting out there. Might just have to take him again. Also, my man. Where he be at? Roman Wilson out here. Alright, so for your final 2 picks, MH, you get CJ Stroud to pair up with Mahomes. Alright, that makes enough sense. And Keon Coleman, who could be an upside play, and given Samuel Mooney, he might... Well, you won't need him. Warren. Okay, you know what? There's a small chance that Keon Coleman, you're starting over Najee Harris and Warren there as that 4th wide receiver. Or as that other flex. It looks like I'm tanking. I don't... It's 10 team. Yeah, it's a little sloppy. It's a little sloppy by the computer there. It looks like a computer that just took the best player availables. So I've got wide receiver do I want or running back? I think I could just go for another wide receiver in here, actually. Jack Besh, I think we're just going to take you instead of Roman Wilson. But, yeah, that's what we're going to do. Woof. Woof. Home Alone. Woof. Your girlfriend looks like... What's the line? I love you too, Sheila. You have yourself a wonderful evening. You went with Algier to finish that up. Ferguson in on here to... Ferguson, you're going to ride on out with Fergie Dog. Could have gone with the upside of Pitts or the safety of Ferguson. Understandable. And you're just going to keep your eyes out on the waiver wire, looking for... somebody to pop off at tight end, and at that point you'll have to cut a running back, whoever is the weakest at that point in time, if you find that. Nice. Yeah, I love that start, so strong. And then I think largely just good strategy then down the stretch too. So very nice job. If you could have, what would you think here? If you could, no Zach Charbonnet, and then like Rashad White, and you get David Njoku, Tyler Warren, Kraft, Loveland, Kincaid would be the only thing that I might think about if you were willing to take this many running backs after that start at wide receiver. Would be the thing that if you were redoing this, I might think about that. Knowing that, okay, I'm going to take 2 more running backs yet still. You might as well get that tight end in this tier because I think Ferguson is a different tier than these other guys. Beautiful job. Buzz, your girlfriend. Woof. Yeah, thank you. I was thinking that he called her something, like said that she looked like something, but no, it's just woof is the reaction. Artie's nuts finishing off with Christian Kirk. Rashad White, full PPR. I like that. Dobbins, full PPR. Don't love that. But, you do what you do, and you take the guys that you like. And maybe you're not even thinking in full PPR terms anyways here. So Kyler Murray, you get super late in the draft. Obviously, nice value. I personally think Brock Purdy's probably a better pick, and Dak Prescott's a better pick than Kyler Murray. But otherwise, fine. ETN, Hampton, Taylor, Achane, Lamb. So you took these risks at wide receiver, and then you just came back. That's my only concern is your wide receiver. Okay, so Rice comes back. There are some risks with Rice, but there's a lot of upside. It's like a Chris Olave. Like, it makes sense for him to go right here anyways. Waddle has some upside, not the most upside, but also, fine as your backup option. I think you end up dropping Kirk and grabbing something else eventually. Yeah, good rosters, guys, all of them. Except for you, MH. See ya, Sheila. Have a great night. All right, everybody. Good timing today. We got through these a little bit quicker, more efficiently, fewer people, but we had the numbers at times. It's just Q didn't stick around, or Metro. Both left us. MH, unfortunately. All right, boys and ladies. You guys have a wonderful night. I'm looking for my way out of here. Here it is. Goodbye. I love you all. Peace out.